Education, also known as Kentucky Skills Youth. On behalf of Kentucky Skills Youth, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today. Welcome to the celebration and the recognition of 8, 6 of whom are here today, true Kentucky champions. Thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity to thank the governor and lieutenant governor for taking time out of their exceedingly busy schedules to celebrate with us here today. Your presence here is powerful to these champions, and it is recognition of your investment in education. We don't take that lightly. Thank you so much. Now, to the champions. This is only the beginning of greater levels of success and prosperity. You have reinvented yourself. Your story is reimagined. I can relate. So 2 years ago, I was Lieutenant Colonel John Gregory in the Army. 4 months ago, I was an administrator and a faculty member at a university in Kentucky. And today, I'm in the Rotunda. Who knew? You can definitely reinvent yourself. I just want you to ponder one thing. So ponder this statement. So Dr. Martin Luther King said, don't allow the means by which you live to outdistance the ends for which you live. And those ends are you. You are the ends. So as you advance, as you get more skills, all of that will overflow to your family. And guess what? The state of Kentucky will benefit. You, as you go, Kentucky goes. And just by your being here today in this beautiful place, the Rotunda, you have demonstrated that Kentucky is in good hands. Now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the visionary who makes everything possible for Kentucky Skills Youth. Her vision has set the conditions for success in education across the entire Commonwealth. She is a powerful leader in education. She has walked the walk in the classroom. She is the Secretary of the Education and Workforce Development Cabinet, Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman.
Wow is right, Dr. Gregory. Thank you so much for the introduction and for all of the work that you do for folks across the Commonwealth, but not just the folks who are upskilling, but their families and their communities, because that's who we're here to support. I'm so excited to join you to celebrate today Adult Education and Family Literacy Week in Kentucky. Governor Beshear is proudly announces pretty often that we are an education-first administration, and our actions back up that claim. Let's just take a moment to share why adult education and family literacy services are vital to Kentuckians. There are over 300,000 Kentuckians right now, ages 18 to 64, without a high school diploma or equivalency. Statistics show that adults who lack a high school diploma are 2 times more likely to be unemployed, 3 times more likely to live in poverty, 4 times more likely to be in poor health, and 8 times more likely to be incarcerated. As an educator, I know these statistics all too well. I have seen students who have become those statistics, and it is heartbreaking. So investing in education is an investment in the future of Kentucky. Nearly 40% of Kentucky's jobs require some level of post-secondary education or training. That means a highly skilled workforce is necessary to ensure the continued economic health and well-being of the Commonwealth. It is incumbent upon all of us, government, private industry, and community-based groups, to work together to create this highly skilled workforce. And I'm pleased to tell you that Team Kentucky has gotten that message. Recently, I was in Louisville to announce an innovative addition to Kentucky's education system. The Goodwill Industries of Kentucky Excel Center, in partnership with Education and Workforce Development Cabinet, is a first-of-its-kind high school that will not only educate Kentuckians, but will offer services to address the greatest barriers to education. The Excel Center will open next fall and will provide accommodations like no tuition, flexible class schedules, free on-site childcare, and transportation assistance. I was also just recently in Shepherdsville at Amazon to celebrate Harold Perez, who just earned his GED. Harold is the first employee in Kentucky to take advantage of the new Amazon GED program that assists in furthering their education while also working. I look forward to not only many more graduates from Amazon, but also other corporations in the Commonwealth following Amazon's lead and providing these services and benefits to all of their employees. When we invest in educational opportunities, we make an investment in the future of our Commonwealth. I like how Dr. Gregory said it, as you go, Kentucky goes. And when we expand educational opportunities, we expand the scope of success for everyone in our community. So I'm proud to help declare this Adult Education and Family Literacy Week in Kentucky and to recommit ourselves to ensuring that everyone in Kentucky has access to a quality education and job training. And you are going to need it because this governor has shepherded us through a really tough time and has helped to build an economy that is on fire. So we need a better, stronger, bigger, better skilled workforce, and you guys are just a small part of what we hope we can create for everyone in Kentucky. So I am honored to introduce to you Governor Andy Beshear.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, we're close. I want to thank our teacher-in-chief, our Lieutenant Governor, Jacqueline Coleman. I want to thank Dr. Gregory, not just for taking on this new job, but also your service and the fact that you continue to find ways to serve your country and your Commonwealth. A couple other thanks before I start today. Today is the birthday of one individual who ensured I received the best education I could, my dad, former Governor Steve Beshear. We want to wish him a very happy birthday. He would not let me tell you how old he is. Also, today being this day, we just had schools in Kentucky named 2021 National Blue Ribbon Schools. So, yeah. So let's recognize those. They are Anchorage Public School from the Anchorage Independent School District, St. Henry District High School, the Diocese of Covington, Blessed Sacrament Elementary School, also the Diocese of Covington, Gamaliel Elementary School, Monroe County School District, Rosa Parks Elementary, Fayette County School District, Great House Shryrock Traditional School in Jefferson County, and Heath Elementary School in McCracken County School District. So, very proud of all of those schools here in Kentucky. I couldn't be happier to join everybody today. It feels good to have people in the rotunda. We haven't been able to have all that many opportunities, but this is one of those chances where we have to get together and celebrate, because today we get to put a spotlight on a group of Kentuckians who've made decisions to improve their lives, then they've gone out and gotten it done. You know, it's one thing to have a vision. It's second to put in the effort and the time to better yourselves and your families and your lives. Anyone who's heard me speak has heard me talk about this being an education-first administration. It is a fundamental value we share across every single cabinet in this government, because providing quality education to our people, wherever they live and whatever education level they're at and wherever they are in life, is a core goal of ours. We know education can make generational change. We know education's how we break the cycles of poverty to address inequities across this Commonwealth. And we know that education is how we help us achieve what we've always dreamed of as a state. Despite the tough fight we're still in with COVID-19, and it has been a difficult time, which makes all this achievement that much more exciting, probably that much more difficult, but that much more rewarding. We've still got our eye on the ball here in Kentucky. Now, while we are dealing with this place of difficulty and darkness, I'm telling you, there is so much light out there about our future. Lieutenant Governor said it right, our economy is on fire, and we mean a good way. We see more investment, more calls every day. We see Kentucky being discussed in every boardroom across the country and across the world. We see new investments by groups that had never before walked in this state, and we see the chance right now to never, ever be a flyover state again, to never have anybody look down their nose at us, and to be a premier destination for the best jobs in this country. And we know how we get there is great educational outcomes, one Kentuckian at a time. All across America and here in this Commonwealth, folks are celebrating Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. Here in Kentucky, we're celebrating thousands of hardworking Kentuckians who have earned their GED credential, mastered the English language, or learned essential 21st century workplace skills, enabling them to move toward bright futures for themselves and for their families. That's so important. You know, and admittedly, I've lived it in my life. My dad was a first-generation college graduate in my family, and he sat in that office right over there. It was an amazing experience, him graduating after Dawson Springs Independent Schools helped educate him, that changed the trajectory of my family for every generation after, and that's exactly what you all are doing here today. And it's so important. And what we have seen is everything we can do to just help a little bit in government has been so powerful. I remember one of the things we were able to do before COVID hit that had one of the biggest impacts is back in January of 2020 when we removed the $120 testing fee for taking a GED. Yeah. I'll admit to you, at that time I didn't know exactly how big of a deal it was going to be. But it wasn't just the 6,781 Kentuckians that have taken advantage of it since that time, but we're pretty excited about that. It was the outpouring of emotion that we saw from everybody, from all walks of life across this state when we talked about removing an impediment to helping people realize the best versions of themselves, to move themselves forward. And shame on us for not realizing it earlier. If $120 was holding us back, and it was, we should have taken this step a long time ago. So we're now setting aside $600,000 a year to make sure no one is ever prevented from taking that test because of cost ever again. Like most great things, that was the Lieutenant Governor's idea. But it was a very, very good one, and I'm so glad we were able to move forward with it. We also want to recognize and thank the dedicated Kentucky adult educators who have gone above and beyond to help their students cross the finish line to success. In normal times, their care and commitment is needed and appreciated. During these extraordinary times, it's pretty heroic. You see selflessness over selfishness and truly giving of yourselves to help those around you. On that same note, let's acknowledge the lead role the Kentucky Community and Technical College System, or KCTCS, playing in educating adults and building up our workforce. We have what is and can be the envy of the nation in career training. 16 colleges and programs on more than 70 campuses. This gives us a chance to truly be nimble and to move in the future. And let me tell you, jobs the likes of which we have never seen in incredible fields are coming our way. And getting our folks trained up, getting them ready, and getting them in that incredible job where they can raise their family working just that one job is something really special we're going to see across Kentucky. We also want to acknowledge Kentucky's libraries. They play an important role for developing our workforce and boosting family literacy. Beyond the programs offered at locations throughout the Commonwealth, they also help prospective job seekers and others explore their passions and options in developing their career goals. We also want to be mindful of the support that is required when one of our adult learners decides to make the commitment to obtain the GED or other training. To the employers and their family members who adjust their schedules, who work longer hours, who put aside maybe the needs of the day to reach the dreams of the future, we are so proud of you. We know the impediments, especially the last 18 months, have been significant. But this is the type of true motivation and achievement that's also going to make you in demand from so many different employers, and I know move you up the ladder to success. And to employers and the family members who adjust schedules to help our adult learners, thank you. This is how we all work towards that better future together. Thanks also to Dr. Gregory and his entire team at the Office of Adult Education. These are folks who make this their priority, who make this their life's work, and we are better off for it. We know adult education services benefit Kentucky's citizens, families, communities, workforce, but also our entire Commonwealth. When we look at where we are, the success of these Kentuckians, and so many like them across this Commonwealth, that's going to be critical for us achieving all of our dreams. That Kentucky I've always dreamed of, that's within our grasp. And it's every single success story like we're seeing here today that gets us closer to being a true leader and never following anybody else in this country ever again. For this reason, I'm happy to proclaim September 20th through 24th as Adult Education and Family Literacy Week in Kentucky. So with that, let's sign the proclamation. Can we have our winners join us too? Would you all like to join us for signing the proclamation? Come on up. Okay. Please, come on in. You can sit there, buddy. We are all masked. Isn't it? And so yes. All right, so we'll show. Here we go. And it is so proclaimed. Congratulations. You're welcome. All right. I'm done talking now. All right. Right. And now the stars of the show. All right.
Thank you, Governor. I'm Janet Sladen from the Office of Adult Education. Before we recognize our adult education champions today, I'd like to share just a little bit about our upcoming campaign, My Story Reimagined. We think most adult educators would agree that their programs grew by word of mouth. One student telling their story, one to another. Out of that knowledge, My Story Reimagined campaign was born so that current and former students could share their Kentucky Skills U success stories with a broader audience. In July, we asked Kentuckians who had taken advantage of adult education services to submit their stories to the Office of Adult Education. And a committee reviewed submissions, and those stories that were chosen, these champions, show us the best of what Kentucky adult education has to offer. Today, we celebrate these current and former students as Kentucky adult education champions for overcoming the obstacles that stood in the way of their success. So, I'll read just a bit about each of our champions, and they'll step forward and accept awards from Dr. Gregory and also our governor and lieutenant governor. The first champion is Kelly Jo Blair. Kelly Jo is from Martin County in East Kentucky. She was inspired by country music legend Reba McEntire when Reba sang the song, "Is There Life Out There?" On the radio. The lyrics touched Kelly Jo's heart, and she realized that she was meant to be more than somebody's mom or someone's wife.
She now says, "I am Kelly Jo Blair, an individual, and I was made for more." Kelly Jo's more began when she enrolled in Skills U, and since that time, she has become a registered behavior technician serving autistic students and families in Eastern Kentucky. Kelly Jo is currently enrolled in graduate school at Eastern Kentucky University, studying psychology, applied behavior analysis. I want to congratulate Kelly Jo. She's unable to be with us today, but we congratulate her all the same. Next, Michael Kurd is from Anderson County, just down the road. Like many Kentuckians, he suffered the devastating effects of COVID-19 pandemic when the factory where he'd worked for 37 years shut down. At the age of 56, Michael found himself without a job and without the health care coverage he needed to take care of his wife and his disabled son. I feel like God sent me to Anderson Skills U. Bonnie and Jana are like family to me. For years, I felt like I was not good enough because I didn't have my GED. When I apply for my next job, I'm going to be able to say, I have my GED on my application, and this is going to make me happy and proud. Michael's advice to other students is to work hard, listen, study, and stay motivated and never give up. Congratulations, Michael. Yep. Our next champion is Shengjia Ding. Shengjia is from Jefferson County. She was inspired to work toward English language acquisition because she wanted a better life and to be a role model for her kids. I've been learning English for 17 years, but still have a lot to learn, and I'm happy to do it. Having better English language skills is like opening a magic door for me. I can go forward and plan my future. I love working on my GED. It's helping me to make a better life and a better future. I would tell other students, never give up. You can make it. Congratulations to Shengjia. All right, good job. Mason Hampton is from Pike County. Mason dreamed of being a nurse, but traditional high school was difficult while also working 2 jobs. He said, for a while I felt stuck, like I wasn't going to have a good, promising future. That is, until I met Skills U and learned my GED. Skills U helped me study, provided support, and walked me through everything that I needed. They didn't stop pushing until I met my goal. Mason finished his first year of college with a 3.8 GPA. He starts the nursing program this fall and is currently working at the local hospital. Never let others dim the light on your path, says Mason. I am now pursuing my dreams, and I could not be happier. Congratulations, Mason. Yay! Maria Hill. Maria is from Russell County. Maria dropped out of high school because she was being bullied. But that didn't stop her from working toward her dream of going to college. She went to her local Kentucky Skills U in Russell County, where she earned her GED diploma in just 3 months. Maria now works for the same Kentucky Skills U program as a data and assessment specialist and now is enrolled in the master's program at Morehead State University. And she says that she wants to remind other people to never feel inferior, that you have worth, and that you will get your GED diploma if you put in the work. Congratulations to Maria. Originally from Haiti, Daniello Pickett is now living in Warren County. After coming to live in the United States with his adopted family, Daniello was homeschooled for a few years before heading to his local Skills U program in Bowling Green to learn to speak English and to earn his GED diploma. After earning his GED, Daniello went on to earn his Associate of Arts and another associate's degree in applied technology. He now works as a primary welder at Bowling Green Metal Forming. Daniel's love of learning had a huge impact on his family. His mother went back to school, and his brother and sister enrolled in college as well. Daniello says that first, you have to have the desire to get your GED, and then secondly, you got to see yourself on that stage with that diploma in your hand. The more you try, the closer you are to getting your GED. Some say, fake it until you make it, but I say, reel it in until you catch it. Congratulations, Daniello. Next, we want to recognize Ginger Sparks, also from Warren County. Ginger married early and dropped out of high school. She says, school was never easy for me, and having dyslexia made it even more so. I stayed in an abusive relationship because I had been told so many times that I was not educated and could not live on my own. I heard this so much that I began to believe it. Once I realized that my children were witnessing this abuse, I made the decision that I had to get out. Through the Ready to Work program, she was placed as a student employee in the Skills U Center in Warren County. After earning her GED, Ginger enrolled at Sky CTC and is currently working toward a business management degree. My life would not be the same if I had not earned my GED, says Ginger. I know that I can leave a legacy for my children and help others along the way. Ginger is unable to be with us today, but all the same, we congratulate her for being a Kentucky Adult Ed champion. Perhaps the student or the champion with my favorite name, this is Bonnie Sprinkles. Bonnie is from Taylor County, and according to Bonnie, she has lived an interesting life. Going through only the 4th grade, Bonnie had a baby at a very young age and got married. Life happened, and she never got to finish school. After moving to Kentucky, she was alone and she had nothing. I knew I had to do something. I became a volunteer with Taylor County Skills U. My first day, I passed out. I was so nervous. Talk about making a good first impression. Bonnie has passed 3 of the 4 parts of the GED. She's still a current student hanging in there with us. She's working on her math, which I think we can all relate to that. I would not give up until I succeed. I feel smarter, and I'm no longer ashamed of not having an education. I want to be a role model and an example for the people in my family who think they can't do something. I have never felt better about myself. Bonnie Sprinkles, congratulations. now we will turn it over to Dr. John Gregory.
Wow. Thank you so very much for joining us. Transformation is real. Transformation is real. It's up close and personal right here. Thank you once again, Governor and Lieutenant Governor. And if all hearts and minds are clear, safe travels, and thank you for joining us.